and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to draw some Pokemon starters from Scarlet and Violet, and we're going to start with the grass type. Today I am using a black Ticonderoga pencil, a kneaded eraser, some fine liners from Five Below, a fine line Sharpie, colored pencils from Arteza, and Prismacolor Scholar colored pencils. You'll also see me using some of these mono erasers from Tombow. They're not necessary, and you can use any supplies you want as long as you have a pencil, a black tool, a colored pencil, a marker, a pen, and some coloring tools. You'll be able to do this just fine, but I know lots of people ask what I'm using in the video, so I wanted to let you know, and I'll leave all those links down below. We're going to start out with some basic shapes from the head down to the body, and you'll see I'm starting out very sketchy. I'm going to be doing some outlining and erasing later in the traditional Pokemon drawing style. We're just drawing very sketchy till we get the basic size and shape and proportions. When you draw with basic shapes like this, it makes it easier to get the proportions correct and get the shapes correct, and you can draw anything with drawing the basic shapes first. And you can see I'm drawing kind of lightly. I'm drawing in an ELO sketchbook, which I will log down below as well, but you can draw on any kind of paper. The head is not quite a circle, it's slightly an oval, so you can see me forming that here. And then I'm going to add a light grid, just a plus sign or a cross on the face so I can block out where I want the ears to be. I will be moving this drawing down later so you can see the entire thing. I apologize for the cutoff here. And I'm going to draw the inside of the ears at the same time. They're the similar shape, like a rounded triangle. And I'm using that grid and plus sign to help me out so that I don't put them like directly in the middle. They're kind of spaced out on the head. They are quite large. And I'm going to tilt one ear just a little bit just to give them some movement and some personality. I always love when they draw the Pokemon like this, like Eevee or Pikachu, so I'm going to do it with him as well. If you've played Pokemon Snap or even with the animations of these Pokemon, you can see that the Pokemon are not still. They move just like other animals. And speaking of animals, you can probably hear my puppies romping around in the background. I apologize. So I always like to give a little bit of movement to my drawings where I can, with the tails or the ears or the paws, just to remind that they are mimicked after animals, so they don't have to be perfectly still creatures. Next, I'm going to add in the nose right below that little hatch mark that we made. We will be erasing this later. Our outlining will help. If you outline with a pen or a marker, that will help even more. The nose, right under the nose comes the mouth, and then I'm creating the pattern around the eyes. The hatch marks that we created on the face helps with this as well. We can create this with sketchy lines as well so that we can form it correctly. He has his little tongue sticking out. We'll want to make sure we leave room for the eyes as well. You can see I raised the pattern up a little bit to make sure that I had room for his large eyes. Next, we're going to create the tufts of fur that come out from his face. I'm going to draw some more guidelines to help me out with this. Make sure I'm happy with the shape of the face first, because now we're adding some details on, so it's going to be easier if we're happy with the main shape first. create some diagonal lines coming down where I want this tuft of fur to come out from the cheeks. and then build it with basic shapes like we did before on either side. We will be joining that together later. Next, we'll move on to the tuft of fur coming down from the chin. We'll build this with basic shapes just like we have been before, and we'll continue on in the same fashion. He's got a double layer of fur from the chin around his collar, one that's coming down and one that's kind of flaring out. Creating him where he is sitting down, so I'm going to draw his front legs coming down right in the middle, touching each other, sitting prim and proper, and then the back legs are splayed out behind. He's modeled after a kind of a cat creature, so he's got some wide hips coming out as well, and these are going to run right up into that collar. You'll see I'm going to toy with these hips a couple times to see how big they should be and how they look correct, since it is a front view. The tail is also kind of hidden behind the creature as well. The eyes are an oval shape, and they have an iris and a reflection. You'll see me creating a couple different shapes. First, I'm going to make sure there's enough room for those eyes, and then when we outline, we're only going to outline the actual shapes of the eyes and not the reflection. Now that we're done with our pencil plan, we will outline in traditional Pokemon fashion. I am using a permanent marker here so that I can go over with an eraser. I'm only going to outline the lines that I want to keep. So you'll see I'm going to combine some shapes together. If you're outlining with a colored pencil, you'll want to erase first so you don't get rid of your outline. Erasing with a kneaded eraser, but you can use any eraser for this step. coloring. We're going to need a few different colors for this Pokemon. I'm going to test out some color combinations because the main body is lime green plus kind of a mix of a pastel, limey, sage, minty green color. So I ended up combining some colors together. And then we will also need some white for that mix, as well as a red or pink for the tongue, and some color for the eyes as well. Congratulations, you have drawn your Pokemon. Don't forget to share if you would like and sign your work. And as always, keep creating. Thanks for drawing with me today. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more drawing. We'll be drawing the other starters coming very soon.